Eyes in the sky, gazing far.
Domestic loss at home to Augsburg so far. And at both ends, this a game of real importance.
That disappointment are not that bad if you invested and brushed your teeth before. And just look at Augsburg, what they did a few weeks ago.
An amazing home defeat for Die Rekordmeister. Here comes ᴜᴜɪ�. On to Luis Diaz, last week's key player versus Hoffenheim when he scored 3 and 1-2 penalties as well to secure that 5-1 win. Kane. Luis Diaz. In for Kane, who took it well. Deflected shot. And the game's first corner is a Bayern one. House with a punch clear. It'll drop to Diaz here though for Bayern. Back to Koch. Now Diaz to look to trouble and torment ʟᴜɪ�. He bounced off the chest of Goretzka. Looking here for Luis Diaz. And just nudged, I think, Niklas Stark here for a free kick. Here's ʟᴜɪ�. Luis Diaz. Space to work in for Stanisic maybe. Find Konrad Laimer. Diaz, all tricks and close control. Diaz, Kane. And Kane in, a tumble in the box by Gnabry, their nearest rivals in the title race. That's a huge one coming up in a fortnight's time in the Bundesliga. Laimer now for Diaz. He'll take on Jinma. And the ball with... Here is Luis Diaz again. Goretzka onto the Colombian once more. It's Luis Diaz. They can't stop him here. It's Diaz. Back to Kimmich.
Against...
Oh, here's Luis Diaz meanwhile. And Diaz out to Karl. But the flag was up anyway. Do continue, Seb.
Yeah. What I find interesting is when you play against Bayern Munich.
Karl. Lennart Karl. Tremendous run. Goes down. A Harry Kane penalty always means but one thing in the Bundesliga. Another goal for Bayern. It's level now with Claudio Pizarro, who got his tally in 327 games. It's Kane today playing his 135th. Here comes Laimer for Luis Diaz. Kane again. It's Karl and bent in and just too high for Diaz. But in the Bundesliga has yet to miss a single penalty. Here's Kane again. And Kane's shot! It's another double for Harry Kane. And they keep on coming. He scores multiple goals in a game in the Bundesliga for the 22nd time in 85 matches. And Kane now onto 26. Kim for Kane. Kane, what a pass! Diaz clear. It's Luis Diaz from the angle, Backhouse with the save.
That pass, that timing, the run by Luis Diaz. Neo Backhouse he knew straight away, okay, out of this position.
Blocked by Kim, now the break is led again by Diaz here for Bayern. Ball turns over here, it's Laimer. It's good aggression with the ball back here for Werder Bremen. ʟᴜɪ�. Here comes Kane again. Kane feeding Diaz. Diaz, Goretzka, Laimer and Kane, and blocked. So far in this game, here's Diaz. Out to ʟᴜɪ�. Diaz. Get a third goal. Wide to Diaz. Diaz, Laimer. Well, Marco Gruhl there in the first minute and a bit of the second half goes close to a goal start of the half to really infuse the Werder fans that early flurry. Here's Schmid again. Frantic game in the second half already. Now it's Luis Diaz for Bayern.
And really,
Luis Diaz. for the home club. Kimmich though here for Luis Diaz. Control wonderful. Luis Diaz in towards Gnabry, away in the end by Verme. Good balance. It comes though Gnabry's way here for Luis Diaz. Diaz, Gnabry with Koulibaly back here to Luis Diaz again. Luis Diaz twists and turns, the shot though is tame.
Oh, what a unbelievable tackle. And Koulibaly started it about 10 meters before that. Young players like that who perform and develop, that's a good sign as well.
Diaz for Goretzka. Luis Diaz, great ball for Harry Kane. Luis Diaz. It's helped on to Luis Diaz instead here. Luis Diaz for Konrad Laimer. Leimer's and reach. Back to Luis Diaz. Still here. All tight, he's gone down. Now Diaz goes down as well, comes back to Gnabry in a time. Puertas. Now Diaz, all flicks and tricks. Gnabry on now. Diaz in there with Malatini. Met by Kim in the air. Romano Schmid. Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, Jamal Musiala. The back heel for Alphonso Davies. Davies, Goretzka. Job done, game one. Goretzka finds the bottom corner and finds Bayern. Musiala. Ball Diaz, goalkeeper hasn't got there. Can Carl get to this one? No, he can't because Lean in there to clear. Use Goretzka here to pick out Luis Diaz. Diaz gave the ball away too. Here's Musiala. The balance and poise trademark. Onto Luis Diaz. Musiala.
When you get that chance, obviously, to have 100% speed
open. Scan the code now to get the app and have your say on today's cross is long. It's away from Sugawara. And now it's Luis Diaz on the counter. Up to here Jackson. Diaz, how quick is he? That's how quick he is. Luis Diaz. Musiala! Great save backhouse. That's a super stop. Kim. Diaz. Musiala. Luis Diaz. Is there? Luis Diaz. That's a foul on him. He assisted two of the goals today again. Diaz just behind Musiala. Diaz again. Luis Diaz wouldn't quite run through it. Does come here,
but he did a good job. He had a 1 week's training now with the team, and I think you definitely saw some improvement here tonight.
Luis Diaz, great run this, and Diaz on for Nicholas Jackson for Jamal Musiala.
For a keeper, you never know whether a striker get a touch of the ball or not.
Diaz taking on Grull. To Davies. Seconds of this. Luis Diaz between two players. And still Luis Diaz here with a slalom. Diaz on to Konrad Laimer for Lennart Karl. And Karl's ball in between Bayern and Dortmund, their closest pursuers. Today in Bremen, it is 16 straight wins here in this